I'm gonna teach you how to sound like this on Bandlab.
Girl, you can download this preset, link in the description, or the comment, yeah. Girl, you can download this preset, link in the description.
If you want to skip the tutorial and just download the vocal preset, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description or the pinned comment. But anyway, let's get on with the tutorial. So to start off, we're going to talk about the auto-tune. And honestly, I did put it kind of high at like a 75 using the classic one. The reason it might not sound like that is because I have it in chromatic instead of fixed to a set key. And what chromatic does is, since it doesn't really target a specific key, it feels way more natural than a typical auto-tune setting. Next, we're gonna add a compressor. I use the DG compressor. For attack and release, I put attack at 10 milliseconds and release at 200 milliseconds. For the threshold, I put a negative 12.5 decibels with a ratio of 7.5 to 1. And since this compressor doesn't have a makeup gain feature, I went to the utility tab and got a gain plugin and cranked it to about 3 decibels. That really just depends on how loud you need the vocals to be. Then I went and got myself an EQ. I took negative 10 decibels off of the lows, negative 3% off the mids, and boosted the highs by 2.8 decibels. I used the mid sweep, and essentially what I did was I boosted the mids 20 decibels and then started playing around with the mid sweep to see which frequency had the most annoying resonance that we wanted to cut. So once we found that, then we dropped it to the negative 3 decibels I was talking about before. Now it's time for the spatial effects. I used a delay plugin. For the timing, I put it at quarter beats. I had a feedback of 20%. I left the high pass as it is and put a low pass of about 6,000 hertz, just so the delay doesn't include the harsh higher frequencies of the voice. Then I left the dry at 100 and the wet pretty high at about 50. Then I added a studio reverb. I didn't put as much as the delay, only 35%, but it's still significantly more than most pop stars would. I put the tone at around 45% and the room size at about 50%. And this is an extra thing that I added that I think kind of gives it a nice texture, but essentially I put a chorus ensemble. I just left it at its default settings and you don't really notice it that much, but it gives a very subtle psychedelic touch that I think works very well for these vocals. Again, if you want to download the vocal preset, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description or the pinned comment. If this video has been helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more videos like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.